Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and today we're going to carry on What If Bardock Was King. So where we last left off, Vegeta had already come to Earth, fought Kakarot, and has decided to stay and train with him, Nappa and Raditz. So all of them are training with the humans as well. But after a year of their training, they sense an approach of a lot of power levels. At least 1,000 power levels, over 1,000, and 2 immensely powerful forces. That's right, Frieza has come with his armies. He's heard Vegeta's scouter. He heard what happened before his scouter was blown out, and he's come for them. All the humans gather with the Saiyans. Even Piccolo has come. Yes, he's not good, but he's scared of his force coming. He wants to rule the world himself, and he says to Kakarot, "I'll join you for this one fight. Then I'll train to get as strong as you and come back another day." Kakarot just smirks and says, "Okay, Piccolo." So they're all ready. Frieza hovers out of his ship in his little space pod, his little hover chair. And King Cold, he just sits on the ship and says, "Well, Frieza, what do you think our forces should do?" Frieza laughs and says, "Well, it looks like the monkeys have... Well, there's a few of them here. They've been hiding out, haven't they? Now, all my troops, you have them massively outnumbered. Wipe them out." So, for Earth's forces, there's Kakarot, Raditz, Vegeta, Nappa, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Krillin, and Bulma, as well as Master Roshi and Grandpa Gohan. So they're well equipped. So each of these fighters Frieza has, their power level is all between 1,000 and 3,000. So, if you think about it, Vegeta had a power level of 18,000 when he arrived. Kakarot had a power level of 11,000 a year before. Nappa 8,000. Obviously Raditz would have been training with him too, so his power level was around the same as Kakarot's. And all the humans had power levels of at least 3,000. Gene has a power level of 7,000. This is the previous year, and Olive has a power level of 10,000 as well. So in the year they've been training with Vegeta and in the gravity room, they're all more than well equipped to fight all of Frieza's forces. The fight lasts, let's say, a good hour, with all of the Z fighters wiping out Frieza's forces, every single one of his army. Frieza also has recruits coming in as backup. He had a few forces on their way as well, just in case there were more Saiyans there. So another 1,000 of Frieza's soldiers have come to fight. And again, they're all wiped out. After this second fight ends, all of the Z fighters are tired. Vegeta, Nappa, Kakarot, Raditz, Gene, Olive, they're not as tired as the humans, but it has taken a lot out of them fighting that many opponents. This is when Frieza rises from his chair and he fires a death beam right at Gene, but it's just knocked away. Everyone just stops in amazement. You all look over, and it's Bardock. He's used his instant transmission to arrive on Earth and protect his wife. They sense all the passing power levels of Frieza and his forces on the way to Earth. Bardock instantly knew what it was, and it took him a while to lock in on the power, especially with loads of Frieza's men's power levels just dropping. So he had to hone in on of Frieza's power. He got there just in the nick of time, and behind him appeared the entire Saiyan race. Frieza and King Cold, they're left shocked, their faces dropped. How? How is this happening? What is going on? Bardock turns to face Frieza, says, Ginyu killed my wife once, so I killed him. And doing this, I became what you feared, Frieza. My race. All of us. It's time to defeat you, Frieza. You can't take us all. And then he steps closer to Frieza and says, I won't let you win. And transforms into a Super Saiyan right before Frieza's eyes. Frieza steps back. No. What is this? Bardock just looks at Frieza, stares him dead in the eye, and says, I've become a Super Saiyan. You wanted to know how I beat Ginyu? This is how. I far surpassed your little army, Frieza. Now it's time for me to take you down. When he punches Frieza straight in the face, sending him flying through his ship. The ship explodes. King Cold has to jump off it and avoid the blast. He just looks down in amazement. His son stumbles to his feet, holding his head. How can a Saiyan become so strong? Bardock then charges him, beating down Frieza in his first form. Frieza stands no chance right now. King Cold then charges Bardock as well. Bardock just powers up again and sends out a huge shockwave of power, just knocking King Cold back. He tells him to back off. Fires a blast at him. King Cold just blocks it, because it wasn't a deadly blast that Bardock sent at him. Now he starts beating down Frieza. King Cold comes charging, and then a group of Saiyans surround him. No! Fights for the king! King Cold looks at him and says, Vegeta, I thought you were the king. You've let this Bardock run your race. The former King Vegeta just looks at the ground and says, he surpassed me. He challenged me for the throne. That was the best decision anyone in our race ever made. He saved us. We know what Frieza was planning. Bardock, he knew it, and he saved us just in time. We all owe him our lives, and he saved us time and time again. Now it's our time to repay him. You won't stop him defeating Frieza. Men, attack King Cold! This is when the entire Saiyan race charges King Cold. Kakarot, Raditz, Nappa and Vegeta, they're all stood back, they don't know what to do. Even Olive and Gene have joined the fight. And King Cold, yes, he's stronger than all the Saiyans. All their power levels are immensely higher than what the average Saiyans was before. The lowest power level of the Saiyans that stayed with Bardock is 20,000. So they're all just laying into King Cold. He's knocking him down left, right and centre, but he's taking damage. They're actually hurting him because of the sheer number of them. And it's just himself. He can't get the composure to fight them off. Meanwhile, Bardock is about to finish Frieza. King Cold sees this out of the corner of his eye, and he just powers up himself. As Bardock did to him earlier, he sends a shockwave of power, knocking all the Saiyans away, and then sends a blast right at Bardock, hitting him on the back, knocking him down. Bardock is severely hurt. Frieza stumbles to his feet and kicks Bardock in the face, knocking him over. This is when Frieza transforms straight into his final form. And both King Cold and Frieza blast Bardock. He is left close to death. The two of them fly up to the air and say, "It's time to finish off you dirty monkeys." This is when another blast hits Frieza in the face. Not a powerful blast by Frieza's standards, but it caused a bit of damage. It's Kakarot. He just stays there in front of Frieza and says, "You want to fight? I'll fight you, Frieza." And him and King Cold just laugh. So clearly you're the son of Bardock. But your power, you can be nowhere near him. Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa all fly up next to him. Says, "Together we'll fight you." And this is when Frieza bursts out laughing even more. "Vegeta, Nappa, really? I know how strong you two are, and it's your fault I'm here. You're the reason I was able to find these dirty monkeys. Now, it's time to die." Frieza hits Vegeta into the ground with his tail, punches Nappa, who is now unconscious instantly, and as he powers up a blast to kill both Kakarot and Raditz, Bardock appears in front of him. And Frieza just goes, "How are you back up?" He just smirks and says, "It turns out these Earthlings have a few tricks of their own." And Yamcha and Krillin are stood on the ground, holding a bag of sensitive beans and laughing and mocking Frieza. Frieza just sends a blast at the two of them, killing them both instantly. Kakarot stops. He looks to the ground. The death of his two best friends. Now the sky turns black. Bardock looks at his son and says, "This is it. This was my vision." Lightning striking the ground. Kakarot's eyes have gone white. His hair begins to glow. Bardock grabs Raditz and says, "Move away. The power that's going to be unleashed now, it's going to be immense." They fly away from there and Frieza and King Cold look at each other. "What's going on now? What dirty tricks are you trying, monkeys?" Frieza goes to punch Kakarot, and that's when it happens. A burst of energy flashes out from the young Saiyan, sending Frieza and King Cold flying back. Kakarot has become a Super Saiyan, the death of his two best friends. It was that sent him over the edge. Kakarot's power, yes, it's not as strong as what Goku's was when he arrived on Namek, but it is in the 100,000s because he's been training that high intensity of gravity. Vegeta forcing him to train harder and harder. Vegeta, Nappa and Raditz were able to push each other beyond their limits, and Kakarot got stronger quickest. Yes, he was nowhere near able to hold his own against First Form Frieza. Well, he would have been able to hold his own against First Form Frieza, but he stood no chance against Final Form Frieza. So, this transformation, King Cold and Frieza looking at Saiyan. He charges Frieza and starts attacking him with all he's got. Yes, the Super Saiyan isn't strong enough to beat Frieza because he is a lot weaker than what he originally was. But Frieza in his final form at just 1%, he stands a massive chance. He's actually more than holding his own. King Cold goes to join the fight. This is when Bardock starts to fight King Cold. The two Saiyans are father and son, taking on the father and son tyrants. Eventually, beating the two down, King Cold and Frieza are both left on the ground simultaneously. King Cold begging for his life. Frieza, too proud to do so, says, "What now, monkey? What will you do?" This is when Kakarot fires a Kamehameha wave, destroying Frieza instantly. King Cold screams, "No!" And Bardock then incinerates King Cold where he stands. Both father and son tyrant are dead. And that is where I'll leave this video for now, guys. So what will happen next? What will happen to the Saiyan race? What will Kakarot do? What will Bardock do? Questions for next time, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.